Hi, my name's Steve, my business partner Austin, and today we're going to look at a very interesting topic of should you offer websites as part of your Google Business Profile agency. And we're just going to take a look at a few here and see how these look. Right off the bat, so we got Monroe, Louisiana HVAC. And this one's a sponsored one. We'll go past him. This one's got over 2,000 reviews. That's incredible. Let's see what we got here. I really do like the way this one, so Southern is with as good as they're doing, they only have HVAC contractors. So they're really, this is their main thing. They're focused completely on that. I do think they do more than that most likely, but we're not going to look at that much. Mike Smith hits all the things. He's doing a smarter job with this. He's probably ranking very well on all of these, at least doing better by having those in there. But let's take a look at one of the websites. We'll try his, since he seems like he's really good with the categories and subcategories. So let's see if he does a good job and has each one individually on there. So you see how he's got these separated out, and I think across all of these, let's see if each one's individually. So, and that's a key part of ranking, and that's where your web skills come in handy. We don't need to be fancy. We don't need to have a bunch of fancy graphics, a bunch of amazing fonts. Nobody cares about that. What they care about is getting extra calls, getting extra business. And how you do that is you match up these categories with a separate page on the website. So for every one of these, you need a separate page. It looked like he may have had that, but you want to match up the words exactly on those pages. So I'm not going to go through and fine tooth comb it, but most people do not know how to do that and do not do that. Almost every business you come across will not have done that well. Let's take another example and see how they did it. So they've got one for each of these, which is pretty good. Let's go back again and look at so he's the one with just the HVAC contractor. So his wouldn't be as relevant, but however, when you take over this one, you're going to add in all these other categories that he's missing. You're going to be worth a lot of money to that business. And your web part of it is adding a separate page for those categories and subcategories. That's where you come in, and that's where you're extremely valuable. And another tip you can do is on location page. You can, with all the different locations, you can also do a page for that, showing that you did HVAC work in Monroe. You've also got some HVAC work in, let's see, another town around here. In Richwood you did some furnace work in Forest Park. Show all of those and show that you actually do work in those, and that will also help with the ranking. So why the website matters is it helps with local relevance. So you want to establish your locality, and let's look at another one and see if they did that, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I want to establish my locality right here, and this one did not do it. It looks like they probably paid a fancy dance website designer to do this, and what they missed was you need the locality in here and what exactly that you do. This stuff isn't extremely helpful. I want to be able to see right what they do right here. So they do heating and cooling, and for the Monroe, Louisiana area. That's what I would love to see, and then they can add in all the other stuff in there. A lot of moving parts is more confusing than helpful oftentimes, But that's what you get when you hire a web designer. You don't get things marketed as well as you should. Get your service keywords in there, which is all of these words, and then any other extra pages you want to get in there is fine, but you need that. You like to build trust and authority, showing the kind of stuff you do. You can keep checking things to improve conversion. If something's not converting quite right, change it up a little bit and see if that converts better. So website design for us is getting them more customers, which is exactly what they want. It's not about making it fancy or slowing down the website. That is not what we're talking about. We're talking about making it more functional, easier to read, a little amount of content as you can to get the point across. So the short, concise words that tell the customer exactly what you do, that's what you want to do. If you are starting your business right now and you're trying to sell web design, you're pretty hungry because you're not selling that very well. It's a very hard thing to sell. Businesses aren't worried about your fonts, your automations, your fancy layouts. They are interested in calls, leads, book jobs, more revenue. That's exactly what they want, and that's not what you're giving them with your web design business. So, how do you market that better? We build Google-friendly websites designed to help your business rank and convert visitors into customers. That's your positioning. That's what you want to do. That makes you different than the guy selling his website that nobody wants. You're selling extra customers, extra visibility, extra trust, more leads coming in. That's what they want. I'm going to turn it over to Austin, and he's going to tell you what kind of websites to offer and why it works better. And maybe I'll jump in at the end. We'll see.
So you don't feel like you need to build some crazy complicated website. Just a simple website, got a strong homepage, got the services page matching the categories, got the location in there, got reviews in there, got clear calls to action. It loads fast both on computer and mobile, and click to call buttons, and that's basically it. So like an HVAC company, they don't need anything crazy. They just need home, services, location, all that. How to bundle websites into your GPP service. It's pretty easy. Just in your packages, you can offer like a website plus GPP management, website plus reputation management, website plus full local SEO. Just treat it as like another key of the package, like maybe even a bigger part than the other stuff because it's more work. And then even if like GPP stuff might actually be more important, business owners think website stuff's more important. Not that it isn't, it's just ranking in Google is probably more important because once they're on their website, unless the website's really bad, then you probably already got them. At least they're very interested. How to find website opportunities. Just search local businesses in Google Maps, look at their websites. You'll see some of them. Should I pick on someone? I don't know. Some of them have bad stuff. Okay, I will. You know what? Some of them have like slow websites or broken layouts or like no call to action. This actually is not that bad. This is actually a decent page, but like no service pages, no trust elements, poor mobile design. I'm not gonna whip out my phone, but let's see. It's BAAA. This one, it's a little too much going on, but it's not horrible, I guess. So it's not that hard to find bad websites. This one's not the worst. What?
It almost looks like a lot of these people hired the same people to build these. They look very similar. Like,
Yeah.
they almost look exactly the same, the ones we've been seeing.
don't overcomplicate it. I would almost say this one's got too much going on. It's just like a lot of colors coming at you. But just focus on clean layouts, just fast loading, simple navigation, good headlines, clear contact buttons, stuff like that. Once you start offering websites, you become harder to replace, because if they lose you and you host the website, then they lose the website. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. I mean, some people do have it where the customer hosts their website, in which case that's a different ball game. But you do gain, like, I don't want to say power because that sounds manipulative. You gain, it's harder to replace you, I guess. Does that make sense? Is that what I'm trying to say? You want to talk about that?
All right. So, one thing I noticed on this website is that I actually like that he put the location in there, but I would have rather him be more specific. Like if it is actually Monroe, Louisiana, and surrounding cities he works in. People think this is better, but I think it definitely is better from my testing to get the actual town in there and then have it surrounding. He does have a good call to action right there, which is click to call. Austin brought up mobile friendly website. I have no idea if this one is. I would tend to think it's not that good just based on looking at it quick, but maybe it is mobile friendly, but I'm not going to go ahead and check this out. I also question the title commercial refrigerator supplier, unless that's really what they do. It seems like this word can be confusing to people. If I was looking for an HVAC person and I stumbled on this, I'm not sure I would know exactly what that is. So, might need to look at this title even. But you can see that almost every business you work with, most of their websites you can work with and adjust them to make them fit from a marketing point of view, which is what we're doing. It's fairly easy to do it, but make sure that you match up. This is the big part. Match up every category with a separate service page. What was the name of that company we were just on? Do you remember, Austin?
Was it BAAA?
BAAA. So he lists himself as an air conditioning contractor here. And then the very first thing you see is commercial refrigeration supplier. So that's a misstep. That's something that a website designer would do, and not something that a marketer should do. So when you take this over, match this up better, and make it more relatable. Most of us don't really know what this is exactly. So spell it out clearer, and you'll be all right. So that's our tips for today, and that's where you can become a web designer without being excellent at web design. What you actually need to do is be good at marketing and fit it onto their website. We'll see you tomorrow.